Changing to solar won't automatically make you more energy efficient, but it can deliver real benefits. Moving from dirty energy that you pay for to green energy that you might be able to sell back to the grid. Marquis bathroom products crunched the numbers before deciding on 70 kilowatt solar panels.
The electricity industry's increases in charges, now it's almost ridiculous not to do what we did. The return on investment is going to be under 4 years. For us, there was no decision to be made. It was reduce your power by half or don't. So we did.
Cost is only one of the factors when deciding whether solar is a viable option. Furniture Concepts wanted to become carbon neutral.
We use diesel, LPG, electricity, etc. We have landfill. They convert that into tonnage of what the company is actually using at present time. The total ton is about 370 odd tons a year. Furniture Concepts is putting out an air or is utilizing from the carbon side. We then made a goal and say we would like to become carbon neutral. We realized that the biggest bit of the carbon waste is electricity, over 200 tons a year. First of all, how can we reduce electricity internally and put solar panels up on our 6,000 square meter of roof space? We could save about 2,500 kilowatts per day, which we would be carbon neutral. That's what we're aiming for.
Government regulations can be an obstacle for businesses looking at solar.
We were in a sector that the government had actually legislated to actively encourage us not to put solar panels on the roof because we weren't allowed to use the power internally. We had to send it back to the grid and we weren't allowed to be paid for the power. It took a long time to reach a point where we could use the power internally before we sent it back to the grid. And then once it was sent back to the grid, we could negotiate a price with the retailer.
Marquis analysed broader risks and benefits and found that solar supported energy efficiency.
First of all, would there be any impact to us either now or in the future of the carbon tax, and whether that was going to be a risk factor, which we determined it wasn't initially going to cause us any trouble, but why not prevent it being one in the future? We looked at the way our energy usage was charged, which was a combination of usage plus peak demand charges, which obviously are an ever-increasing cost. We looked at the projected energy price increases for the next few years and projected that out over the next 20. And we looked at our own estimates of what increases in machinery or equipment or usage we would have as we grew over the next 20 years. And then put those figures together in a spreadsheet basically, projected what we could save based on the different size systems we could install, and came to a conclusion that a 70 kilowatt system would be able to reduce our power usage by about half, pay itself off within 4 years, and that was before we received any feed-in tariff, and then any excess power we generated we'd be able to receive a feed-in rate from the retailer and send it back to the grid.
Solar power is a big investment and might not be the answer for every business. Despite the obstacles, it can protect a business from rising electricity costs, and each business needs to analyse the long-term benefits. Many of the skills applied in these examples are reflected in the energy efficiency skill sets in the MSS 11 Sustainability Training Package. For more information and additional resources, visit sustainabilityskills.net.au.